how we move from chemical fertilizers to fertilizers which do not harm the soil health.
यूरिया से जब आप खेती करते रहेंगे तो हमारी ह्यूमैनिटी नहीं बचेगी.
It's that harmful?
Yes.
Why didn't the scientific community warn humanity about it?
Why they don't care about it?
ये जो agrarian societies होती हैं, चलती आई है जो practices, उस पे rely करना they prefer.
ये आप देखेंगे जिसके पास जितना कम है ना, उसको किसी नई चीज़ को अपनाने के लिए उसको उतना डर लगता है. यही हाल हमारे फार्मर का है. जिसके पास जितनी कम जमीन है ना, तो उतना उसको डर लगता है.
How are we going with Atmanirbhar Bharat if we are still importing all this still?
Atmanirbhar Bharat is necessary, is as necessary to be Atmanirbhar Krishi. And for doing through your own, you must have your own technology. After all, nano is invented in India. Nano is certified in India. It's patented in India. And now it has been accepted in America. And at least 20 countries Africa is using.
So it doesn't enter the food chain? Like urea was...
protein as a protein. 30% of farmers get 71% of subsidy. While 70% of farmers gets 29% of subsidy. So you can imagine who's interested. The one who's participating in MSP.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching or listening to another edition of the ANI podcast with Smita Prakash. Did you know that IFFCO, which is the Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative, is the largest cooperative in the world? It started in 1967 with just 57 members. It is today the biggest cooperative in the world. The cooperative was ranked 66th on the Fortune India 500 list of India's biggest corporations as of 2017, with a net worth of $2.6 billion as of March 2021, with a revenue of rupees 62,990 crore, which is about $7.4 billion for FY23. My guest today is Dr. Uday Shankar Awasthi, the Managing Director of Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative, IFFCO. He received the 2024 Rochdale Pioneers Award from the International Cooperative Alliance, ICA. Under his leadership, the cooperative increased its production capacity by 292% and net worth by 688%. Dr. Awasthi, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. This is a new format that we have in which I will ask a few questions और जो मेरे colleagues बैठे हैं audience में वो कुछ सवाल पूछेंगे आपसे. But before I begin the real meat of this podcast, some basic question which I want to ask you is that not many people would know, at least those who live abroad, what is IFFCO all about? कि ये cooperative है तो most people will think हाँ okay कुछ हज़ार farmers होंगे या कुछ लाख farmers होंगे. कितने farmers आते हैं इस cooperative में और IFFCO करता क्या है as a cooperative? It started in 1967, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So why was it started? And I believe Americans were involved in this. तो मुझे कुछ बताइए about the history of IFFCO, why it started and how many people are involved.
Well, you're very right to ask this question because whenever I tell them what IFFCO is, people generally say, is this so? And it has got very interesting history.
जी.
Way back in 60s, India was extremely food deficit country. We are practically getting wheat under PL 480 from American lobby, American government most of the time.
Ship to mouth wala situation.
Ship to mouth, that's what the situation. And that time, Cooperative League of USA, which is today called Co-op USA, Voice of Cooperative, under umbrella called American Cooperative Development Institute. So they together came to India to build a cooperative fertilizer company to provide fertilizers to through the cooperatives and participate in creation of surplus food or food grain security for India. So they gave...
This was the birth of food security in this country. Can we say that the IFFCO was part of that movement?
Well, in a way.
In a way.
I would not say exactly all the way because that time hybrid seeds were coming.
Correct. This was pre-Green Revolution.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It's a pre-Green Revolution, and then 67 finally it was formed with the sole objective that initially Government of India and some cooperatives will form this Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative Limited. And that time we could get only 57 members.
57 farmers, na? Keep 57 cooperatives.
It has to be only cooperatives.
Okay.
Because IFFCO's foundation is based on cooperative society can be the member.
Okay.
Individuals cannot be member.
Okay.
And the cooperative has got a principle that you enter at par and exit at par.
Okay.
So that time also membership was 10 rupees, minimum of 1,000 rupees.
Okay.
And today also it is same.
Ah.
Today also you can come at 10 rupees.
So one cooperative can come at 10 rupees and join?
Per minimum 1,000 rupees.
Okay.
But share value is 10.
Share value is 10. Okay.
So with that objective, with $1 million and 2 experts, that's what provided by American Cooperative League of USA. Today it is called Voice of Cooperative America.
How many people are, how many cooperatives and how many farmers?
Yeah, today altogether we have more than about 36,000 cooperative society. In total, members of those societies, 40 million farmers, 4 crore.
40 million
Yes,
farmers.
So when I tell anybody...
That's more than a country's population in some places.
Many of the countries. So when I tell them, they say, oh, you have this kind of organization? I say, yes, we have. And then every 5th year we hold election. These people elect 1,000 delegates. And those 1,000 delegates elect 21 directors. And those 21 directors elect chairman and vice chairman. And they appoint managing director.
And you are the managing director.
Yeah.
When did you join IFFCO? And
1993, but before that also, 10 years I was in IFFCO.
In IFFCO, okay.
In middle level position, and then Government of India wanted me to revive 2 of their cooperatives, 2 of their companies, and then I was
So
pulled
what
there.
comes under the aegis of IFFCO? Is it just fertilizer production and distribution? Is it what does IFFCO do?
See, it's not only that. IFFCO's main objective is to provide service to the farmer in whatever manner.
Okay.
So we have got, when we realize that in the rural areas, general insurance is very weak, we form with the Japanese, IFFCO Tokyo General Insurance. When we realize that in many of the places, there is no place where the farmers can have all agri stores, like where you have seed there, fertilizer there, pesticide, all information about agriculture. Then we form IFFCO Bazaar. When we realize there is exploitation by private sector on pesticides and insecticide, we form with Mitsubishi IFFCO MC. When we realize that there is a lack of communication for the farmers to go, with Airtel we form IFFCO Kisan Sanchar.
Okay.
When we realize that there should be a stock exchange for their produce, we became a member of NCDX. When we realized that Government of India's initiative of CSC, we became part of CSC. When we realized that we need to have raw material security for our country for fertilizer, we formed joint venture in Senegal, in Oman, in Jordan. When we realized we should be international trade, we formed a trading company in Dubai.
But with all intended for the farmers?
Yeah, only thing is intended for farmers.
Okay.
Everything is only, we do everything for farmers.
Okay.
Anything which is required to be done with the farmers.
Okay.
Any government program is aligned to the farmer, we'll be always a part of that program.
Okay. Now, when we talk about fertilizers, the first thing that people think of is chemical fertilizers. That chemical fertilizers being used randomly pollutes the soil, it is detrimental to health. And chemical fertilizers have been used around the world. India has been using it for, 65 years to enhance crop production. Now, what measures are being taken, and I'm sure IFFCO is leading in this, on how we move from chemical fertilizers to fertilizers which do not harm the soil health?
Well, you're absolutely right. When there was a necessity that India needed chemical fertilizers, we became the biggest producer of chemical fertilizers even today. But when we realized that India is now misusing fertilizer, because then it has become a political issue too. Oh, you cannot raise price of urea, you cannot raise price of this. But raising price is a different thing. How do you make a soil balance? When we realize the soils are getting depleted. You know, most of you may not know that urea is the most dangerous fertilizer. Urea mines everything from the soil. It mines the micronutrients. It mines the power of the soil. It's a very, very dangerous, and it creates maximum amount of NOx, which is 270 times more dangerous than carbon dioxide.
Okay.
So when we realized about 14 years back that we are getting into a situation where government doesn't want, is not able to change the system of providing chemical fertilizer in the manner that it should create a balance in fertilizer. Of
No,
course.
but before that, let me get to this. Weren't we importing urea?
Yeah, United States is importing urea.
We were
but I'm coming on that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to tell you history-wise.
Okay.
So IFCO started the program of Save the Soil campaign. In non-Hindi speaking areas and Hindi speaking area, Bhoom Bachao Abhiyan.
Ji.
We started the program of educating farmers that you are unnecessarily using these fertilizer and you are destroying your soil. Because every year only increasing the use of chemical fertilizer. So basically you are creating out of chemicals the
And
product.
while for decades the message was that use fertilizers, now it was that don't randomly use.
No, I'm telling you that we started doing is that not only randomly use it only what is needed. And what is needed is that you must provide carbon to the soil through your own crop manure. You can produce your own manure. Use that manure to have the carbon.
Okay.
You have lost germs into the soil, so provide those microorganisms.
For rejuvenation of the
Yes,
soil.
and provide the green manure. All that thing we started telling the farmer, but then it is simpler to use fertilizer. You just spread it. So people get used to it. Then we started looking at government, we started pleading to the government that you should have some kind of control on change the system of subsidy. That means instead of giving a subsidy, unlimited subsidy, fix the subsidy and let the price be fluctuated.
Subsidy for chemical fertilizer. Okay.
So instead of saying just avoid it, I said, okay, first step we started saying that first step is at least you fix that this much the subsidy I will give and rest can be floating price.
So you de-incentivize the use of
Yes,
chemical
yes.
fertilizer.
So government definitely did it for urea, so for P and K, but did not do for urea.
Kyun?
Because that time the thinking of the government was that urea is a poor man's fertilizer, and they started comparing it with a kerosene. But anyway, that's the past.
Wait, what time period are we talking about?
I'm talking of something like UPS time.
Okay.
Say it before
Achha,
2000.
that's not too
That's not
far.
but 2010 exactly.
But scientific information आपको पहले पता था, कब पता लगा कि यूरिया जो है, जो indiscriminate use है, it's harming?
देखिए around 2000
तब पता लग गया था.
ये क्लियर होने लगा था कि you are increasing you see at one time 1 kilogram of urea, your fertilizer was producing 17 kilogram of food grain.
हाँ.
Then it came down to about 8, about 2000. Today we are less than 5.
Okay.
Today this is a ratio of fertilizer vis-a-vis what you get in the food grain. But then you have got your own system of taking MSPs. So MSP try to compensate. So basically it is the big farmers You know, we had got a study done once that 30% of farmers get 71% of subsidy. While 70% of farmers gets 29% of subsidy.
Balance nahi hai.
So you can imagine who's interested. The one who's participating in MSP.
But that's a hot potato item.
Hot potato or cold potato, I won't say that, but I'm talking of scientifically.
Ji.
So we started doing research because I found, as a frustrated fertilizer executive who has worked for so many years in this sector, that we must find a solution. And we found the solution.
Nano fertilizer.
Ab the question is, most of the time people ask this question, how?
ये है क्या चीज पहली बात तो.
See, urea, I'll take urea only. Because simple example. And I have a 7-minute video in your phone. If you like, I'll show you that video when that person, a very smart student has brought it. So I started telling our people that nanotechnology is being used in space technology, using medical. The phone which you're carrying has nano memory card. 1956. A 5 MB dish was being lifted by 20 people. So the world is going on nano. But there's no nano in fertilizer, no nano in agriculture. So we established a very state-of-art modern laboratory in our unit in Kalol, which is our mother unit. And we started doing research with all young scientists with help of the senior person. And I started telling them, let us take out the nitrogen molecule out of urea, break it into nanoparticles. And after nanoparticle, for them not to go back and form against the mass or a cluster, coat them with a polymer. So first of all, we did the polymer coating as the first stage of research. And the first stage, we thought, let us start with 4% of nitrogen.
It was stable?
It was stable, but it's stable for 1 year only with the animal-based polymer.
And room temperature?
No, up to 50 degrees centigrade. In our country, up to 50 degrees centigrade.
That's what you needed also?
Yeah, yes. Then after some time, we realized that this animal-based polymer has got a very typical smell. And in our country, majority of people, of these farmers,
will not use it for vegetable.
We're vegetarian. So we started working on having the plant-based polymer. So we coated with plant-based polymer, where the shelf life became 2 years.
Okay.
Because plant-based polymer does not attract
bacteria and virus
faster than non-based polymer. So on that basis, we found 2 years. Then we said, okay, let us do something more. The 4% takes a little more time for it to get into, because the beauty of nano fertilizer is that when you spread on the leaf, first of all, it gets more surface area. And then it goes through the smallest of the portion. And first of all, leaf affects more, 73% effect is on leaf. And leaf is something which has got chlorophyll, and chlorophyll is protein. And remaining one goes to the stem and to the root. Stem has got 15%, root has got 7%. So about 92% is efficiency level, 92 to 95%. And then stem remains strong because stem is getting nitrogen. Root is becoming strong because root is also getting nitrogen. So when we do this start working. But then it is slow release. And farmer wants to see green immediately. So we started working on where to make it stable. So we got a stability at 20%. So now we call it Nano Urea Plus. And with that, now we have produced Nano DEP. And now very soon we are bringing Nano NPK in granular form, where 5 kg of Nano NPK pouch in the pouch. It can be used in basal dose, because basal dose we couldn't use the liquid. You need solid.
Okay.
You need something which should go to the soil. And this Nano NPK granule has got a brilliant quality, because the soil has got a small pores. And all these solid fertilizers, their nanoparticle is more than 10,000. So they cannot go through the door.
Okay.
To the pore. So majority of time their efficiency
mixed with liquid.
20% or 30%. So rest all is not used, but it is more than 95%. So as soon as come into contact with the
soil
and the moisture, it immediately gets into converted in nanoparticle and go to the soil and go to direct to the roots.
Okay.
So there also the efficiency level is more than 90%.
And if
so with that we don't need any chemical fertilizer. And government of India doesn't need to give any subsidy. And this is only half the price of the present what is farmer paying with subsidy. Say when farmer is paying 1,350 for DAP, he has to pay here only 600 rupees. And government doesn't have any subsidy. While in DAP, government is paying 2,500 rupees subsidy per bag. In urea, they are paying 2,000 rupees per bag. Here they have to pay only 200 rupees.
But is that, we were talking about soil health. I'm sure this is good for the soil because it doesn't have urea. But what about for animals and birds?
Anybody. Because there is, it gets completely used. 95%, 92% use means practically use.
Okay.
So birds are there. And you see, we have got a flora fauna study also done.
Okay, so worms.
Biosafety study also done.
Okay.
And not only, we have got worldwide done. And now it has been accepted in America, this nano fertilizer. It has been accepted in Mexico. It has been accepted in Brazil. And at least 20 countries Africa is using. I'm exporting now.
So it doesn't enter the food chain? Like
urea was... It enters protein as a protein.
As a protein, okay.
Because what you need? Fertilizer is needed for what? Fertilizer is needed the protein to the... Fertilizer is food for the plant.
Okay.
Because from the plant what you get is your food. But plant also need to grow to need something. Yeah. They need some protein to grow.
Okay, so you're saying that we are now exporting this fertilizer. What about the imports? How is it, how we are importing fertilizer, right? We are importing it from Russia, if majority?
No, majority of it, you see today, 100% of potash is imported. 98% phosphate is imported. About 40% of urea is imported. So import and all is depending upon, everybody is only demanding.
So
our system
how are we going with Atmanirbhar Bharat if we are still importing all this still?
Atmanirbhar Bharat is only can be possible only through nanos.
Okay.
If you really get, I'm saying Atmanirbhar Bharat is necessary, is as necessary to be Atmanirbhar Krishi. And today we say our Krishi is Atmanirbhar. Atmanirbhar Krishi will become only when you do it from your own. And for doing through your own, you must have your own technology. After all, nano is invented in India. Nano is certified in India. It's patented in India. Now we are going for global patent because we are exporting.
So without declaring, have you started Green Revolution 2.0 with nano?
I am not in that position to say that, but in a way we are trying. In our own way we are trying for our government, our Honorable Prime Minister, our Honorable Home and Cooperation Minister, Honorable Fertilizer Minister, we are trying to tell government that this is a possibility. And government is also looking at it in a very positive manner, that surely this is one. But for government to straightway say, they use this, it's like forcing. So there is no need to force. After all, I still remember when initially we started selling chemical fertilizer, it was extremely rejected.
Yes.
The farmers were very wary of it. They will not allow people to enter the villages at one time of time.
Yeah.
One point of time.
अब वो आप उल्टा बता रहे हैं
अब
उन्हें?
उल्टा बता रहे हैं. So इसको भी time लगेगा.
Okay.
It will also take time. And of course, we are in a democratic country.
हाँ.
So we have to go in a subtle, in a very, but in a manner that people should start accepting. And people have started accepting.
Okay.
I've already sold, I will say willingly, I have sold more than 12 crore bottles. That means roughly about 60 lakh ton of product.
Where are people accepting it easily? In which part of the country would you say? Or is it everywhere they're accepting it?
I will say at one point of time Punjab was big resistance.
Okay.
But this year Punjab is extreme.
Okay.
They're topmost they are buying.
Because their rivers' waters have got polluted so much with chemical
so
fertilizers.
This is happening.
Okay.
So somewhere, last year some states were extremely bullish on this.
Okay.
Today Maharashtra very bullish, Punjab is very bullish.
So all crops can use it, or is it restricted?
All crops can use it.
So food grains, vegetables, anybody.
The only thing it must be one. They have to always remember one thing. You have to spray it only when you find there's a green leaf. If you spray it on soil, nano will not have any effect. Nano liquid will not have any effect. But what I am going to bring is, as soon as I get approval from government, is nano NPK granule.
Okay.
So that can be used even when there is not green.
So who's
So that's
teaching
the
the
beast.
farmers कि ये ऐसे करना है?
Our people are going completely everywhere.
To the cooperatives.
We have also sent messages through WhatsApp. About 6 crore farmers we have sent messages.
Okay.
Their response have started coming. So I would say the process is on.
Okay. I think I'm hogging all the time with you. I'll ask Hanji, बताइए.
You have been associated with IFFCO for so long now, and it's all a story of growth. You were recently awarded the Rostel Pioneers Award, sir, and you are, I think, after Varghese Kurian, you are the only second person to get that. And you've also been awarded by the Sahkar Bharti, and hailed as the fertilizer man for that. What has been your philosophy for cooperative growth of the company, sir? If you can tell us about that.
You see, I always realize that business depend upon how much you are more near to the consumer. And I think there is no other system which is nearer to consumer than cooperative. And out of that, IFFCO has got the biggest reach. So my life aim was, and right from the beginning, is to get into this organization. And when I got opportunity, I use it to the fullest extent.
So it was a challenge for you to change the way fertilizers are used in this country. Did you take it as a challenge?
Surely, it is a challenge, and I'm sure I won't.
More.
I don't think I have reached where I should have reached. Because maybe the progress is not as fast as I was expecting, or I was.
What is the resistance? Is it the usage which is the resistance, or is it a scientific temper lacking that in this country? Where is the problem in as far as adapting new technology is concerned?
You see, the biggest problem is
adoption.
That means majority of our people are comfortable on their comfort zone. And since they have to do it by spraying, and when they were doing it by just sending by hand, of course, without realizing the man who's...
It's corroding the hand. Skin kharab ho raha hai.
He is getting his hand burned.
Yeah.
Farmers who are doing it, they are getting their
and
hand
inhaling
burned.
it also.
Yeah, inhaling also. All that health problem they are having. without realizing that it is the one which is causing maximum amount of cancer. These fertilizers are causing the kind of product which we are getting. They're getting so many diseases out of that. But they don't realize it. So that's why those who used nano fertilizers, they have seen the difference. They have seen the difference in, I will give you one or two examples.
Ji.
I was in Bihar and I suddenly saw somebody has put a board there. I was driving there, I saw somebody has put a board. So I just went to that fellow. I asked him, इसमें क्या यूज़ किया है? बोला इसमें हमने नैनो यूज़ किया है, नैनो यूरिया यूज़ किया है. तो मैंने कहा अच्छा, उसका भिंडी का खेत था, भिंडी का. तो मैंने पूछा अच्छा इसका क्या है वो इफेक्ट हुआ? बोला साहब देखो बगल वाले में देखो रहे हो. बोला देखो इसका जो पेड़ है ना, ये पेड़ जो है इसका पेड़ सूख गया है. और मैं इसमें से पहले 7 बार लेता था भिंडी, इस बार मैंने 11 बार ली. और मेरा खेत अभी भी हरा है. तो मैंने कहा ये अच्छा है. बोला नहीं अच्छे नहीं है, भिंडी भी बहुत अच्छा है. तो मैंने एक भिंडी तोड़ के खाई, कच्ची भिंडी. तो मैं देखा हाँ खुशबू भी अच्छी है और हरी भी है और खाने में स्वादिष्ट भी है. फिर मैं एक बार यूपी में था, मैंने देखा कि उसके पास एक भिंडी गोभी का है, गोभी लगा रखी किसी ने. तो मैं फिर वहाँ रुका उसके पास, गोभी वाले के पास, गोभी का जो खेती लगाने वाले थे. तो मैंने उनसे पूछा भाई आपने क्या इस्तेमाल किया है? उसने कहा मैंने नैनो डीएपी यूज़ की है और नैनो यूरिया यूज़ की है. तो मैंने कहा अच्छा ये तो गोभी बहुत अच्छी लग रही है, बड़ी सी थी, खूबसूरत लग रही थी, थोड़ी थोड़ी सफ़ेद भी थी. तो मैंने कहा अच्छा कोई और? बोला बगल वाले खेत में देखो उधर भिंडी छोटी है ये. तो ने एक वो भिंडी तोड़ के लाया, एक भी होता उस भिंडी नहीं सॉरी गोभी. तो मैंने उसको कहा मैंने दोनों खा के देखते हैं. खा के देखा तो ज़्यादा स्वादिष्ट थी. तो मैंने फिर क्या होता है इसमें? बोला सर इसको बेचने जाता हूँ 30 रुपये की बेचता हूँ और उसको बेचने जाता हूँ तो मुझे 20 रुपया मिलता है.
So unless ये word of mouth से ज़्यादा फैलेगा ये about it. Unless a farmer is happy, at least 2 crops उसमें से अगर he is happy.
नहीं, प्रोग्रेसिव फार्मर जितने हैं, अधिकतर प्रोग्रेसिव फार्मर ने करीब इसको यूज़ करना शुरू किया,
कर लिया है. फिर
हमारे लोगों ने ये भी करना कि अच्छा तुम्हारे पास मान लो एक छोटा खेत है ना, क्योंकि जिसके पास मान लो एक छोटा खेत है तो उसने बोला साहब 500 सीसी की बोतल है, अब ये छोटा खेत है तो इसमें मेरा ये बर्बाद हो जाता आधा, तो मैंने 250 की बना दी. अच्छा ठीक है, तो छोटे फार्म में के लिए और आधे दाम पे हो गया तो उसका और पैसा बचेगा तो शायद और उसको यूज़ करेगा. तो ऐसे करके हमारे लोग भी और हम भी बहुत जाते हैं इन लोगों के पास. ये कोट वोट तो मैं अभी आपके यहाँ पहन के आया हूँ. तो मैं
And that. Okay, any questions from the audience? Yes, go ahead.
My name is Nadia, and my question for you is like, according to you, what are the main key challenges faced by farmers today in India?
MSP के अलावा.
What are the main issues?
Challenges क्या हैं Indian farmers के लिए?
सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चैलेंज जो है वो है young people. They don't want to do farming. And for that, I think the only solution will be technology. Drone is spraying through drones. We have provided about 1,800 drones. And not only we have provided drones, along with that we have provided electric vehicle with generator to charge them. Then people told me sometime water is not available. I said, okay, provide 100 liters of water capacity. We provided 100 liters of water capacity. We provided manual how to
और जगह पढ़ना ना आए किसान को तो
सब जगह नहीं पढ़ना नहीं आएगा. ऐसे हम कम से कम 10th क्लास पास हो. एजुकेटेड यंग एजुकेटेड लोगों को दे रहे हैं इंटरव्यू करके. उसमें 300 वी हैव ट्रेन नमोदोन दीदीज. We have given to them, and you will be surprised to know, out of 300 Namodon Dodi, 261 actually are doing spraying, and they are doing better than men. So we are trying to make people realize that there is a solution to technology, And if technology comes into play into our Indian agriculture, then youth will also get attracted.
Abhi to the vagaries of production, the vagaries of weather, the vagaries of selling, the market, it all seems to be tilted against a farmer. That's what I think would be the question. कि कौन है रखवाला?
आपने जो क्वेश्चन किया ना, वो सही भी है और कहीं पर गलत भी है. बहुत सी जगह ऐसी हैं जहाँ पर फार्मर्स ने दे हैव फाउंड देयर वे. पर बहुत सी जगह है, जैसे आप ईस्टर्न की तरफ जाएंगे ना, ऐसे ऐसे जाएंगे आप उड़ीसा, वेस्ट बंगाल, जिस एरिया में जहाँ जाएंगे ना, जहाँ की अभी भी थोड़ा सा उनको टाइम लग रहा है इसको एक्सेप्ट करने में. मैं वहाँ अभी भी वहाँ रिफॉर्म जहाँ होने होते हैं ना, मैं पाता हूँ डिफ़िकल्ट है. लेकिन उड़ीसा में चेंज देखना हमने शुरू किया है. मैं लेटेस्ट गया था तो उड़ीसा में मैंने इस बात को पूछा तो आई सॉ मोर बिकॉज 65% ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर इज डन बाय वुमेन.
वो तो पैडी का लिया आप कह रहे हैं ना, विमेन और फिर वेजिटेबल
नहीं, वेजिटेबल एंड पैडी. पैडी में भी तो
पैडी में विमेन है. हाँ.
पैडी में तो ड्रोन सब्सिडी हेल्प करेगा. तो क्या आपको पानी के अंदर नहीं जाना, आपको जोक नहीं लगेगी पैर में, आपका एक्सीडेंट नहीं होगा.
तो वो तो सिर्फ फर्टिलाइजर के लिए कह रहे हैं आप. ड्रोन्स में. हाँ. पर सोइंग वगैरह तो करना पड़ेगा ना.
जितना भी सोइंग करनी होती है ना, उसके लिए भी मशीन निकाली है, सस्ती मशीन है. अब काफ़ी लोग उससे यूज़ करते हैं मशीन से. मशीन से अब सोइंग होने लगी है. तो टेक्नोलॉजी आने लगी एग्रीकल्चर में. यू सी नेक्स्ट 5 years टाइम देयर विल बी क्वाइट लॉट ऑफ चेंज.
क्योंकि जो एग्रेरियन सोसाइटीज़ होती हैं, ट्रेडिशनली एग्रेरियन सोसाइटीज़ एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड, आप अफ्रीका चले जाइए, एशिया चले जाइए, दे आर रेजिस्टेंट टू न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी. एंड जो चलती आई है जो टेक्नोलॉजी या चलती आई है जो प्रैक्टिसेस, उस पर रिलाई करना दे प्रिफर कि हाँ जी 7 पुश्तों से हम यही करते आए हैं, वही करते रहेंगे. डोंट यू फील दैट?
नेल्सन मंडेला ने कहा था द बिगेस्ट कर्स इज पॉवर्टी. ये आप देखेंगे जिसके पास जितना कम है ना, उसको किसी नई चीज़ को अपनाने के लिए उसको उतना डर लगता है. यही हाल हमारे फार्मर का है. जिसके पास जितनी कम ज़मीन है ना, उसके पास उतना उसको डर लगता है कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं किए.
हाँ.
तो उसमें रोल आता हम लोगों का
कि पूरी फसल ना खराब हो जाए.
हाँ, कैसे नहीं खराब हो.
1 एकड़ ज़मीन अगर फसल खराब हो गई तो फिर कैसे चलेगा?
नहीं, हम तो कहते हैं आपको 1 बीघा ज़मीन भी है ना, 1/4 एकड़ ज़मीन भी है ना, उसको भी आप तरीके से करें तो आपकी परिवार चल सकता है. क्रॉप रोटेशन करना है, उसमें किस तरीके से आपको नई तरीके की टिश्यू टेक्नोलॉजी की यूज़ करनी है, नैनोज यूज़ करने हैं, फर्टिलाइज़र किस तरह यूज़ करना है, मॉइस्चर किस तरह प्रोवाइड करना है उसको. तो इन सब चीज़ों के लिए आवश्यक है. गवर्नमेंट की भी मशीनरी है, एग्रीकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट में इतने सारे, फर्टिलाइज़र कंपनियां हैं बहुत सारी. सबका ये धर्म बनता है, ये एक तरीके से ड्यूटी बनती है कि वी हैव टू स्टार्ट ट्रेनिंग देम. एंड वंस दे सी, एक बार देख लेते हैं ना कि यहाँ पर ये हो रहा है ठीक से, तो उसको उनको अपनाने में कोई समस्या नहीं होती. खाली एक बार दिखाना है, डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशन है. जैसे लास्ट ईयर हम लोगों ने अबाउट ऑल ओवर द कंट्री वी हैव टेकन 200 सेक्टर्स where at least 4,000 acres should be there, where we started showing demonstration. We have brought in drone, we have brought in local radios, local channels. हम बड़े बड़े चैनल नहीं जाते हैं.
Adopting new
technologies.
technologies.
Trying to teach them how to use these.
जी. Any yes.
So as we are speaking about technologies in 21st century and we are just in 2025, so 58% of the Indian population depends on the agriculture, but most of the farmer, they struggle to manage, or just I would say they struggle or they earn to decent living. They struggle to earn a decent living. How can we as a country, sir?
आप जिसको डिसेंट लिविंग देखते हैं ना, मैं अपने गांव भी जाता हूँ। मेरा एक गाँव है, वहाँ मेरा घर टूट फूट गया, अब कोई रहता नहीं। मेरे फादर तक लोग वहाँ रहते थे, उसका तो कोई रहता नहीं वहाँ। ऐसा नहीं है। हम समझते हैं उसकी डिसेंट लिविंग नहीं ना, उनकी लिविंग अपने हिसाब से ठीक है। उनके पास भी टेलीविज़न है, उनके पास भी आजकल फ़ोन है, उनके पास भी आजकल एजुकेशन फैसिलिटी है, उनके पास भी आजकल मेडिकल फैसिलिटी है। तो ये जो परसेप्शन है ना हमारा, ये परसेप्शन है कि उनकी डिसेंट लिविंग नहीं है। हम समझते हैं मेरी डिसेंट लिविंग है कि हम अच्छी कुर्सी बैठे हैं। ऐसा नहीं है। हर एक का स्टैंडर्ड बढ़ा है। आपको यहाँ रहने का स्टैंडर्ड बढ़ा है। एक ज़माने में यहाँ कितनी गाड़ियाँ होती थी, कार होती थी। आज आप निकलती तो कार ही कार है।
नहीं सर, आई थिंक व्हाट ही वाज ट्राइंग टू से इज आल्सो दैट जैसे इफ देयर वाज अ फार्मर, जैसे अगर आपके फादर फार्मर थे, ही इफ ही हैज व्हाटएवर income he had, he would put it in educating you and getting you कि सरकारी नौकरी कर लो या फिर डॉक्टर इंजीनियर बन जाओ, खेती मत करो। या फिर अगर दो बेटे, एक खेती करेगा दूसरा बाहर जाएगा। Isn't that true?
है, लेकिन आजकल कुछ परिवारों में ऐसा भी है कि खेती ही अच्छी है। ऐसा नहीं है कि है। वो ज़माना जो था, हम लोगों का ज़माना जो आप देख रहे हैं ना, वो डिफरेंट था। आज के ज़माने में भी नौकरी के प्रति आकर्षण है, क्योंकि एक बार आप सरकारी नौकरी, स्पेशली सरकारी नौकरी के प्रति आकर्षण है ज़रूर, कि शहर में रोशनी है, शहर में ज़रा दिखता है कि बहुत, कहीं ये लाइट है, कहीं ये प्रोग्राम है, कहीं यहाँ पर प्रधानमंत्री जी आ रहे हैं, कहीं यहाँ पर ये प्रोग्राम हो रहा है, कहीं यहाँ पर ये पता रहा है कोई कल्चरल प्रोग्राम हो रहा है। पर गांव में भी बैंड बाजा बारात अब गांव में भी होता है। अब किसी गांव, पहले तो हमारे गांव में एक किसी परिवार के घर में बर्तन होते थे, शादी होती, सब लोग मिलके कर लेते थे। अब वहाँ नहीं होता, वहाँ बैंड बाजा बारात हो गई है। वहाँ मैंने देखा, वहाँ भी ब्यूटी सैलून है, ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं है। वहाँ के लोग भी अच्छी फैशन करना जानते हैं। वहाँ के लोग भी देखते हैं, अच्छा कौन सी साड़ी है, अच्छा यहाँ की बनी हुई है कि उसकी बनी हुई है, कि उनसे बात करो, अच्छा अरे नहीं साहब वो बंगलोर वाली साड़ी ज़्यादा अच्छी होती है।
और यूपीआई के थ्रू और डिलीवरी भी करवा लेते हैं।
तो ऐसा नहीं है, धीरे धीरे उन लोगों में भी टेलीविज़न ने बहुत सी चीज़ें लोगों के पास पहुंचा दी हैं।
ओके, एनीबडी एल्स? यस, गो अहेड। हाँ,
नमस्ते सर, मेरा नाम उमेश है, मैं उत्तराखंड से हूँ। सर, जो पहाड़ी इलाके हैं, मतलब पहाड़ से पलायन करके लोग नीचे आ जाते हैं, वन ऑफ द मेन रीजंस कि वहाँ पर कोई खेती नहीं करना चाहता। सर, मैं कहानियाँ सुनता अपने परिवार की, पहले खेती होती थी, ये होता था, वो होता था, मम्मी नानी सुनाती है, मैंने कभी नहीं देखा। तो क्योंकि लोगों को लगता है कि नीचे जाके लेबर भी बन जाएंगे ना, तो उसमें भी उससे ज़्यादा कमा लेंगे कि ऊपर रह के खेती कर लें। तो इसके लिए कुछ इफ़को कर रहा है या और भी कुछ हो रहा है इसके लिए, कि वो जो ऊपर के इलाके हैं जहाँ से लोग खेती ख़त्म होती जा रही है, विलुप्त होती जा रही है, कि उसको रिवाइव किया जाए किसी तरह। क्योंकि वहाँ पर जो फसल उगती थी वो और कहीं नहीं उगती, वहीं पर उगती थी, इंडिजिनस उस एरिया के लिए।
ये मनी ऑर्डर इकोनॉमी जहाँ पे होता है।
नहीं, आप सही कह रहे हैं, जो आप कह रहे हैं बिल्कुल सही है, कि ज़रूर है कि नीचे आएंगे तो उनको ज़्यादा पड़ती, ऊपर का एरिया स्पेशली विंटर में तो डिफ़िकल्ट होता है, समर में दूसरा है। लेकिन वहाँ में यही हम लोगों का भी उनको यही सुझाव रहता है कि आप यहाँ पर जो पैदा कर सकते हैं, जैसे कीवी आई, कीवी वहाँ पैदा होने लगी, यहाँ कहाँ पैदा होती थी? न्यूजीलैंड से आती थी। स्ट्रॉबेरी शुरू हुई वहाँ। तो
करेक्ट, यस,
चेंज हो रहा है। वेजिटेबल्स बहुत सारे वहाँ से होने लगे। अब आपको बताएं कि वो जब आपके यहाँ टमाटर का जो सीज़न आता है, उसके पहले जो टमाटर आता है, वो टमाटर का दाम अच्छा होता है। आप अखबार में लिखना शुरू कर देते, टमाटर का दाम बढ़ गया, टमाटर का दाम बढ़ गया। यहाँ एक तो समस्या ये भी है ना कि जो हमारे अखबार है वो मेजॉरिटी इट इज़ ओन्ड बाय द पीपल हु हैव मोर मनी, एंड दिस दे विल ऑलवेज राइट समथिंग। दाम बढ़ गया तो शोर मचाने लगेगी, दाम बढ़ गया, दाम बढ़ गया। यहाँ महंगाई बढ़ गई, अरे दाम बढ़ गया तो किसान को ज़्यादा दाम मिलेगा, तो किसान को ज़्यादा दाम मिलेगा तो हम लोग किसान को क्यों नहीं ज़्यादा दाम देना चाहते हैं? तो किसान को दाम देने की बात आती तो हम लोग बोलते हैं महंगाई बढ़ गई। नहीं, तो आर्गुमेंट जो आपको वही मैं आ रहा हूँ, आपकी उत्तर दे रहा हूँ अल्टीमेटली। तो वहाँ पर धीमे धीमे ये चेंज हो रहा है, क्योंकि हर एक को तो नीचे नौकरी नहीं मिल जाती, हर एक को नीचे लेबर को नहीं मिल जाएगा, हर एक आदमी आके रिक्शा चलाना नहीं चाहेगा, तो कुछ तो लिमिटेशन शुरू हो गए। फिर यहाँ कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग भी बढ़ी है, चाहे जिस बड़े शहर में आए वहाँ पर कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग, चाहे देहरादून में ही आए, लेट अस सपोज दैट उत्तराखंड, कि मैं उत्तराखंड के बारे में थोड़ा ज़्यादा जानता हूँ हिमाचल के बारे में। आप उत्तराखंड को ही ले लीजिए, उत्तराखंड में भी बढ़ा है ये। अच्छा, फिर कुछ अर्बनाइजेशन हुआ कि लोगों ने अपने घर बनाए, तब घर बनाए तो वहाँ भी उनको नौकरी मिलने लगी, फिर वहाँ भी हम लोगों ने उनको प्रोवाइड किए स्मॉल स्प्रेयर, छोटे स्प्रेयर, फिर बोतल लेके वो भी जाने लगे। तो नैन उसको फिर बैग लेके नहीं जाना है, अब बोतल जेब में डाली हो, क्या फर्टिलाइज़र यूज़ करने लगा। तो इन सब जगहों में धीमे धीमे प्रचार शुरू हो गया है, और अब आप देखेंगे बढ़ेगा।
It's true. What he's saying is true. Is that what has happened is also कि it's not just the money order economy. It's also that there is a prestige associated कि हाँ फौज में चले जाएंगे तो अग्निवीर का जो स्कीम आया है उसमें चले जाएंगे, या फिर कंप्यूटर एजुकेशन कर लिया, खेती नहीं करेंगे, बिकॉज देर इज़ अ सर्टन थिंग कि अगर खेती करेंगे तो ऑल्सो लड़की नहीं मिलती कोई शादी करके कहाँ से लड़की शादी कर, खेती वाले के साथ शादी नहीं करना चाहती, ये भी है कि नौकरी पसंद है।
नहीं, मैंने कहा ना चमक
गांव में नहीं रहना चाहते,
चमक दमक तो इधर ज़्यादा दिखती तो रहना चाहेंगे। वो ठीक है, लेकिन सबको फिर नहीं मिल जाता ना। कुछ लोग मानिए, कुछ लोग जो फौज से रिटायर होते हैं वो खेती करना शुरू
खेती, हाँ जी जी,
उन्होंने एक तो पहली बात उनकी कुछ इकोनॉमिक सिक्योरिटी हो गई, कुछ उनकी पेंशन मिलने लगी। हाँ बिल्कुल, यंग हैं आप तो पहले तो आपका मन होता है।
So the hope is in people like you who encourage scientists to make kheti a viable alternative for people who want to go back to cultivation. Any other question?
Okay. Not only this, I will tell you one more thing. Now we are trying to work on कि जो हमारे सीड्स हैं उन सीड्स को किस तरह हम लोग फोर्टिफाई करें कि उन सीड्स में से जो हमें पेस्टिसाइड की आवश्यकता होती है वो प्रैक्टिकली ख़त्म हो जाए। इसको इनोकुलेट करते हैं, इसको कहते हैं ना कि हम अब बच्चा पैदा होता है तो वैक्सीन लगा देते हैं, तो हम उस कंसेप्ट को सीड पे क्यों नहीं ला सकते? हम लोग उस पर भी काम कर रहे हैं। तो ये जो साइंटिफिक माइंडसेट हो रहा है इसको की तरह हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि इस साइंटिफिक माइंडसेट को हम लोग एग्रीकल्चर के लिए यूज़ करें, के लिए भी यूज़ करें, उससे लोगों का भी इंटरेस्ट बढ़ेगा।
हाँ, यश आप एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहते थे?
So my name is Yash. How good is vermicompost खाद in for crops and agriculture? And
very good.
Vermicompost.
This is a very good thing. If you use vermicompost, you will create so many good things. Along with nano, if you use vermicompost, then is just वो तो सोने पे सुहागा हो जाएगा।
Sir.
Okay, so that is in addition to nano, you're saying कि उसके साथ
ये तो हाँ, आप उसी चीज़ को अपने घर के कचरे से वर्मी कंपोस्ट बना लो, उसको आप यूज़ कर दो, इसको सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी।
टेरेस गार्डन के लिए पूछ रहे हैं शायद। अजीत, आपका कोई क्वेश्चन है? You have a question? No. Okay. Anybody else? You have a question in the audience?
हाय सर, मेरा नाम है गोविंद पांडे। सर मेरा एक सवाल है कि डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन को लेकर अभी भी दूर दराज एरियाओं में ना बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम होती हैं। मतलब कभी कभी ये होता है कि खाद की किल्लत हो रही है, सही से खाद पहुंच नहीं पा रहा है, फिर टोकन वितरण होता है, मारपीट होती है। और दूसरा सर नैनो यूरिया प्लस को लेकर है सवाल कि क्या कभी हम नैनो यूरिया प्लस को यूरिया से हम रिप्लेस कर पाएंगे? ये सवाल है।
100% रिप्लेस कर पाएंगे, इसका मुझे पूरा विश्वास है। ये नहीं, दुनिया भर में रिप्लेस होगा। यूरिया से यदि आप खेती करते रहेंगे तो हमारी ह्यूमैनिटी नहीं बचेगी। या आप लिख कर ले लीजिए, मैं आज आपको बोल के जा रहा हूँ ये बात.
It's that harmful?
Yes, it is that harmful. It's the worst fertilizer.
Why didn't the scientific community warn humanity about it?
But they don't care about it. It has now become an economic necessity for them. Oil वाला क्या करेगा? यदि यूरिया नहीं बनाएगा तो क्या करेगा? After all, oil से गैस से यूरिया बन रही है ना?
So it's human greed.
I would say so.
Ajit is asking and then I'll come to you. Ji.
Dr. Sab, under your leadership, IFFCO has focused on innovations like nano urea and other things. What are the some other initiatives that you believe can revolutionize Indian agriculture, sir?
I believe one is management of water. One thing. Second thing is providing good seeds. There should be very strong movement on having good seed. Majority of time what happens, there is spurious seed is sold by the. There should be very strong resistance to this. That means there should be a way of checking that whether seed is good or bad. So if you have good seed, you have good water management, you have good fertilizer management, I think Indian agriculture can revolutionize, can really feed quite a lot of population, because we have arable land practically, which even China's arable land is less than us.
Okay. Even though their land...
few acre land.
Yeah, they have what, 3 times land-wise than...
No, they will be 3 times land-wise by agri. What land can use for good for agriculture.
Yeah, okay.
Different.
Yes, one more question.
हेलो सर, मेरा नाम आशुतोष है. सर मेरा सवाल ये है कि क्या भारत आत्मनिर्भर बन सकता है फर्टिलाइज़र और फूड के मामले में? अगर बन सकता है तो आपके हिसाब से इसमें कितना समय लगेगा?
यदि आप सब लोग साथ हो जाएगा ना मेरे, तो 1-2 साल से ज़्यादा नहीं लगेगा.
Your hope is in the youth?
Yes.
To adopt new technologies, to spread the word?
Yes.
Okay, that is, at least on that note, I'm hoping that your message is taken by the people who are in this room and our viewers and listeners, taken to, the nook and cranny of the country, and hoping that better practices are adopted. Dhanyawad, Dr. Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching or listening to this edition of the ANI podcast with Smita Prakash. Do like or subscribe on whichever channel you have seen this or heard this. Namaste. Jai Hind. Click here to watch the previous episodes.